Oh, fuck.
Fuck!
What are we doing? Welcome back to another episode of the Penalty Broncos podcast, Thoroughbreds. We are the number one Broncos podcast that we listen to. Got half the forward pack online. I'm coming to you from the bandwagon bar, and it definitely feels like a bandwagon bar because it's cold and lonesome at the moment. Ringer, mate, how has your week been before we get into the doom and gloom?
Yeah, mate, week's been good. We've been hanging around on the property. We've got a bit of rain again. It doesn't seem to want to stop this year, which is great, as you know, from out in the Western country. But yeah, no, it's been pretty quiet, to be honest. Going through the motions, dad life, keep the kids involved. We had one of our cousins come up and visit with their kids, so we've just had the most wholesome shit, kids running around doing their thing. So it's been a great week, mate. The other stuff that we're going to get into, not so great, but life outside of rugby league at the moment is going pretty good, mate. How about yourself? How you've been all over the map?
Oh, I have. It's been great too. So, well, that's what first apologise to Thoroughbred. So we didn't do a potty last week, and this one's going to be a merge of the last 2 weeks that have occurred. We had it already, all set up. We're going to do it Monday night, and then shit went down with Langers. He couldn't get reception, and then you had a bit. What was your issue? Oh, you had no power, mate.
Yeah, no power.
let's have a bit of a. We got a conflict of interest on this podcast when it comes to the whole no power thing because we got one in the mist. But little town of Booyah, Thoroughbreds, out in the middle of absolute bumfuck. It's not the devil's arsehole, but you can see it from there type shit.
Yeah.
Out beyond the Red Stump. And just been losing power, and there's no electrician in town. And
there's no ergon men in town. Like, we've got 2 ergon men, right, that look after the generators and flick switches on and off, but they're not actual linesmen. They're not, blokes with the technical skills to fix problems. So, yeah, and it's a bigger issue that I've that has absolutely been grinding my gears. I can absolutely tell you, because the community is up in arms about it. But anyway, yeah, that's the reason. A little bit of a shower. We're in town. We've got a little house in town that we stay in when we're doing our towny stuff, and and then not only does the power go out in exactly at the last 2 times the power's gone out, 6 hours, the service goes out too. So it's a double whammy. So you can't have a hot shower, and you can't ring anyone else to complain about it. So not good enough. But anyway, we the poor boys in Timmy's lane, it's not their fault. It's the higher ups that are fucking that up. But anyway,
fuck him.
We move on. No, fuck him. He's not
here.
Fuck him.
Yeah, fuck him. Yeah, no. Anyway, it's not good when you live in remote Thoroughbreds and you lose power. It's sends you back to the dark ages pretty quick. But no, I've been out and about. We went to Sunny Coast, so I had to do a sort of an emergency holiday in more ways than one. So we got a boy. He's in the soccer team. They had carnivals down there. They were meant to go down to. We got 2 kids in these carnivals. They were meant to play at the same time. Then they decided that they're going to move one age group to a completely different week. So the missus had time off.
Idea.
Yeah, missus had time off, accommodation, all that. Now we've got to go on double book time off, double book accommodation, flights, all that sort of shit. So good stuff for that. Great organisation. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I haven't had a bit of a holiday. I'll fucking, we can line it up. Got the tick of approval. All sorted. The week before, we're at training. And Dom, the boy, he's a goalkeeper, so he's doing a bit of practicing. I want to know how hard he kicked the ball, but anyway, kicked the ball, went to stop it, and just completely fractured straight across on the left wrist. There looked so good of a fracture that it actually looked dislocated. That's how good he did it, and took him into the emergency department there, and they managed to reset it. Oh, fun fact, by the way, they hit him with a bit of ketamine. Straight up the nostrils. I was like, boom, that'll be all right. How do we get into this bed? They hit it. Yeah, they hit him with something else too. Fucking fentanyl. That's it. Bit of ket and a bit of fentanyl. But anyway, he needed it. He looked like the Hulk. He was that green. Anyway, they reset it, and apparently they reset it basically perfect. Anyway, as you know, in this economy, trying to get money back and all that shit, less than a week out, it's like trying to get fucking blood out of a stone. So I just went, you know what, fuck it, we'll just go down anyway. So we went down and made a bit of a holiday, another emergency holiday, went to Aussie Zoo, sunny coast there, getting around Alexandra Headlands, beautiful weather. Then we snuck down, watched a bit of Toy Story 5 in the city there in Brisbane. Please. It was great, mate. Good stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Very wholesome, I would say.
Love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
Very good in terms of like what tech's done to the kids these days. I know I sound like a fucking boomer, but that was really good the way that they did it, and like how some kids are different and everything. It's good. And then we made our way to Suncorp Saturday night. Watched the back end of the girls absolutely fold the Cowboys. So that was good stuff. Now, another story time here. When your boy was booking tickets, we had to get 9 tickets. And I booked them rather late because, booked them late because, emergency holiday, all that sort of shit. And didn't look where I was booking them, whatever. Went back to have a look, and I've got a little away supporter underneath my ticket. And I'm like, oh no, I'm sitting with all the Sharks fans. So thankfully we had a line of 5 kids and in front of us, and then the 4 adults behind, and the kids were giving it to the Sharkies, let's go Bronco, being loud and wondering why everyone was cheering for the Sharks and really, really confused sort of thing. So that was great to watch. Grown-ass men try to compete with, 4-year-olds and whatnot screaming for the Broncos. So, but yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get the chockies while we were there. But still a good night. Kids thoroughly enjoyed it. We were in the bleachers, but there's never a bad seat in Suncorp.
Yeah, you sent some photos of the groupie with your seats, and you could see you're in the bleachers. But what a fucking view of the game! Like, mate, honestly, there's not a bad seat in that fucking stadium.
Where we were right on that try line, you could still see what was happening. Like we seen Mariners try. That was the opposite corner to us.
Yeah,
and we seen that unfold perfectly. It was, and I'm blind as shit. So, it was good, real good, actually. Anyway, a bit of housekeeping, top of the show. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you're listening to us from right now. We appreciate that. Send us a voicemail, please. Yes, if you can. We got one. Stu, starting to be a regular friend of the show.
Weapon.
Yeah, the weapon. He's not doing too good, but we'll get to that in a little bit. If you want to become a sponsor, please email admin@penaltybroncos.com.au. That email will be in description. Also, a real quick shout out to just a little sponsor that we have taken on. Make sure you go onto the Neds app and look for Bet Division AU. So Bet, B-E-T, Division DVSN, Oz. They've got a pot going for this Origin. This will release just in time. So jump over there, throw some coin in the pot. The responsibility of the pot is the owner, obviously, Bet Division. So they'll put on whatever legs they want to put on and whatnot. But if it kicks off, and we're going head to head with the New South Wales guys too. So there's a Queensland pot
in there,
and there's a New South Wales pot. So fucking let's feed it.
Your boys are in there.
Yeah, we're in there. 100%. So make sure you get around that.
Yeah, Bet Division. DVSN.
Yeah, good stuff. So got one more little thing to put out tomorrow night, and then we're into it. I'm so fucking keen for Wednesday. And on that note as well, so weekly Nosebag, our boys over at Daily Rugby League Daily, they have started a 13th minute stand for Jai sort of thing. So if you are going, even if you're at home, if you are going to the game and you do hear this, they're trying to get it so that everyone stands up on the 13th minute and just gives a bit of a round of applause and support old Jai Arrow with what he's going through with MND. Someone said the other day it'd be pretty fucking sick if the ref just stopped it on the 13th minute, just like, boop, boop, stop play, fucking, but if it's Queensland going over and I don't know.
You just hope that at 12:50, Sammy Walker's putting like Munster clear.
Mate.
You know, like it's an amazing try for the Maroons. And at 12:50 they go over celebration, and then all of a sudden 13th minute everyone's just up like for joy.
Yeah. So Suncorp is going to be fucking heaving. It's going to be so good.
Mate.
So good. And hopefully we wipe the floor on them. I'll have to check what 50 plus is paying. Other news we got here. Congrats to Hayley Maddock on the announcement. I know this is a bit late, but like I said, this is the same shit we were going to do last week. On the announcement of her first child. Congratulations. She is out for the remainder of this season. The NRLW season kicked off massively for the Broncos on the 4th of July. Pumped the Cowboys. 50-4, I believe it was, which was shithouse because I had a bet on. And the only thing, actually, no, sorry. 1.5 legs. So in a score where we put 50 on, Tamika only scores 1 try. I had it for 2. And then I had the Cowboys' best try scorer last year down for a try. Didn't get a sniff. But I got everything else. But anyway, it is what it is. Responsibly, of course.
The women absolutely dominated. I watched a mini of that today.
Yeah.
It was a wipe the floor stuff, really. With a team, the Cowboys team from last year that we're building into some promising areas. Wow. So,
and like, especially for us, because we seem to start slow too.
Yes, we have for the last 2 years at least. So hopefully that's not a bad thing, but thoroughbreds, just remember that there's if the sun's going down on the men's NRL team, the sun is rising on the NRLW, so we still have a Broncos logo to chase for the rest of the year.
100%. And then we've also got a pretty good game that we'll cover at the end of the show here tonight, coming up on Thursday.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good challenge up against the Sharkies there. Now, I know the Sharks went down to the Knights, but they are one of the premier teams, I guess you could say. So it will be interesting to see how we go there. But
yes.
Jesse Southwell, great buy.
Incredible
Absolutely
buy.
Amazing buy. Now, I had a couple of little tinks here, but Payne Haas rumoured to go to South early. Then we had the old Leilua thing, and that's all seemed to have washed away. However, what hasn't washed away is Kerri Johnson now. I think it's all but confirmed he will not play again this season.
Mm-hmm.
There is still hope out there that he'll make it back next season, but even that doesn't sound good, mate. Did you read the statement?
It doesn't portray confidence, does it?
No.
And it's a blood clot. Like it's not something that you want to be fucking about with, especially with contact and concussion and stuff fatigue. Fatigue that is prevalent in our game.
Well, in the statement, he can't do weights. So he can do a little bit of cardio. So he can stay sort of fit. But imagine the muscle mass that he's lost. He just can't do it. So, fuck. It's just
like if you were to make a call, you would say, unfortunately, Corey's probably played his last game, and that's terrible. But I mean, like, look at what you're seeing. Like, look at what's going on. Like the poor bastard. And where's David Middleton or Rando Stats guy? How many players have almost Dean Marinelli lost his fucking leg, and Kerri Johnson almost fucking died as fit, strong starting players for our team, and like it's not great, is it? Poor bastard. It's awful for someone that's such a stalwart, such a a gutsy player for our team.
Well, especially someone that we've definitely missed.
Definitely.
So, yeah, bit shit. The other one was that Shiba is rumoured to have a huge payday from the Bears coming in. And by huge, I think it was like $1 million, but obviously over 2 years. So, and then there was chat. Oh, no, that's not true because at training, they said he was going to the PNG. I was like, well, PNG is only a year away. So he can't get a 2-year deal at the Bears and then fuck off. Like he could, I guess, but I mean, that's a long way. Shiba's not a spring chicken. But anyway, but it won't go away. So, and mate, let's be honest, a few people getting a bit accurate on the socials. So I seen someone the other day that effort for the try that he didn't save. Yeah.
No, we're not talking. We're going to talk about that. Like,
well, I don't want to because like Shiba, like last year, great, like amazing story, loved it, and I fell in love with the man. And then you just watch this year, and you're like, obviously he needs to be doing 110% at whatever he was doing last year to be committed to get to that form, and it just seems like he's not doing it this year. And I get it. A year is probably a long time to be doing that repeatedly on, just on the edge. So, it's probably not even his fault, really. It's fucking a hard gig to do it. But unfortunately, he needs to be at that level to do what he was doing, and he just can't get there.
No, but the other night was a sad reality to watch what the fuck we're facing this year compared to what we had last year.
Yeah. I'm even getting people like on the comment sections, someone flicked the back of the neck switch over to the Knights. Like that. That's yeah. But anyway, poor old Shib. Mate, Harry Grant has come out last week. We were supposed to do this, and the 6-man bench comment in the press conference after the Manly v Storm game, and the comments were along the lines of there's people just sitting and wasting on the 6-man bench instead of going and getting the experience that they need to get in either Q Cup, New South Wales Cup. And I want to know, I'll say my piece, but I want to know what you think of the whole 6-man bench thing now that we've seen a pretty good chunk of the year with it. I lean towards Harry's comments where, like, in the perfect world, you've got a 30-man roster, and so you can do this great little. Okay, you can sit on the pine this game. You go back play Q Cup, and then next week we're going to rotate these guys through, and you're going to be there just in case. But you're going to get the Q Cup experience. You're not going to lose that. In the perfect world, 30. The only reason some guys get a game is through injuries because they're quite not there to be sitting on the bench just yet. And so what you end up seeing is what we're seeing on a lot of clubs is it's the same 2-3 players sitting on that extended bench. And depending on when the team plays New South Wales Cup, Q Cup on that weekend, depends on whether they even get game time.
Exactly.
And so they're losing experience that they would have normally have gotten. And I don't particularly agree with it. I mean, hopefully it gets to a point where, okay, we need to push everyone in the 30-man to be at this level now because we do have this and we need to be able to do that. But yeah, at the moment it doesn't seem that way. And I tend to agree with Harry. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I'm the same. It's very much, and like you said, it'd be in a perfect world you would just rotate that other couple man bench through your top 30 players. But in reality, you've probably got your top 17 and then probably 3 players that are the best of the rest, if you know what I mean. That is the reason that you have them in your squad is to have, if there's an injury, like before the 6-man bench, even if there's a 4-man bench, you still named 19 players on Tuesday just in case someone got hurt, and then that player would step into that category. So, it is hard, I think. If you give them this many of a bench, it is hard to try and get that rotation. But Harry is right; those players don't actually get game time experience. However, I don't think the game's going to change. So, and I'd rather have someone sitting on the bench that can fill that position than have a centre or a winger go down and have to try and push a second row out or put someone out of position that makes the game so lopsided it's impossible to watch.
Yep.
And that's hard. But in saying that, scheduling around the NRL could help. So, like, your Thursday game for NRL, say it's Broncos Rabbitohs, in like either your Q Cup or this is why we talk about the national under 21s comp or the reserve grade comp, right? If you wanted to make that happen, and every club had a reserve grade team that played in their own competition, and then New South Wales and Queensland Cups fed into that reserve grade comp, that would make, so if you're playing the Broncos Rabbitohs on a Thursday, in the reserve grade comp, they would play on the Sunday. So if those players didn't play, they still played the reserve grade on Sunday. And then vice versa for the other teams, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So you could, I don't know, but it's a fucking minefield. But
yeah,
I think that's the way the game's going, is that with the HIAs, and we've seen it with our game on the weekend, is that HIAs are a thing. Send-offs and sin bins aren't a thing, apparently. But anyway, we'll get to that. But you lose a player, you need someone in that lineup to take that position, because in the modern game, if you don't have that, teams are exploited and you lose by 50.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. And that all lends then to the type of player you're trying to promote.
Exactly.
So if you don't have that and you do need to rely on pushing a second rower out, well, obviously you're going to have second rowers that are capable of doing that.
Yeah.
So, like it's which way do you want the game to go? And that's how easy it is to manipulate the bodies that you're seeing out on the field.
And I think the transition, like the thing that's going to happen, like we've only just seen this rule being implemented. I think the thing that's the benefit that's going to come out of it is that those players that don't have a set position, like your, say, Kurt Mans, right? He can play middle, he can play edge, he could play hooker if he needed to be. And if you desperately needed him because he's a great defender, you can put him in the centers. That sort of player is going to rise. It's going to be very helpful in your 30 roster.
Yeah.
To have, so that way, if you've got a gun second rower that you're bringing up through your grades, you don't have to waste him as your 20 man. You can have him keep playing football. You're going to have these either, say, journeymen or these just workhorses that don't, they're not lighting up the world as in, gaining big contracts coming into first grade. So you can just keep plying your trade for your up and comers in the lower grades. And you're just going to have these like role fillers as your 6-man bench, which I think wouldn't be the worst thing in the world for those players that, like, Tyson Smoothie for us is an example that I would have, is that you could play him at 13 hooker prop if you needed. You know what I mean? Like, he's got that Curtis Morin sort of body shape. And then, so that's how I think it's going to go. You're going to have these patch and play players that come over, and even from the Super League, where you sit them on your bench. They're not going to take up space in your reserves. You're not going to hamper the progress of your up and coming stars by sitting them in your 20-man bench and not getting them game time. You're just going to have these, Mr. Fix-Its that sit on that bench.
Your Kurt Capewell type shit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The rung beneath Kurt Capewell that can play centre, second row, middle at a pinch. Those sort of players are going to be valuable to teams.
Yeah, fair. Let us know what you think, Thoroughbreds. Give us a comment there if you agree or not. How you think the 6-man bench is going. Real quick, I'll do a quick update. So, Ben Hunt mural. some of you may or may not know,
Yes.
we started that as a New Year resolution that we were going to get Benny Hunt a mural on the side of the silos in his hometown of Dingo. If you haven't signed the petition, head to our bio on the socials, get over to change.org,
Yes.
look up the boy from Dingo and sign the petition. I think it's close to 1,000 now signatures that we got there.
Yeah.
And that's pretty organic. We haven't really promoted that for 4 months now. And the reason we haven't promoted it is because one of the most crucial, important stakeholders, we hadn't got the green light from.
Yeah.
So now
Very
it
true.
seems like we have a definite red light, unfortunately, for putting it on the side of the silos. However, your boys here don't take no for an answer, and we're looking at a different way to try and get it done. Benny's gone and got himself an extra year, and there's a lot of people on both sides of the fence about that one. So we've got another year up our sleeve, it seems, unless, of course, the poor bloke has an injury and whatnot. But touch wood on that one. But, yeah, we've got another year, so we are going to look pretty hard and go pretty hard at our new idea because it's actually easier than the original idea.
Yeah.
In terms of it. So watch the space. We won't say anything right now about what it is, but we will definitely start running it pretty hard once we get it all confirmed.
Get a few green lights.
Yeah, that's it. And they're pretty. These greenies should be pretty good to come by, I reckon. All right. We'll do a quick overview of the women's previous game. I've just got the results here, a couple of stats. We'll talk about that, and then we'll move on. Obviously, went up against the Cowboys Saturday 4th. They're at Suncorp, I think. So there was about 38,000 there in total for the men's that they counted, but I'm pretty sure like 19,000 were showing up for the girls.
Yeah.
So good numbers again. I think that's an increase on the first game last year, which was great. First half, come out, put 30 points on. Cows got a try in there as well. And then the second half, they just come out and just wipe the floor clean, 20-0 for a 50-4 win. Possession was 61% to 39%. Completion rate, 75% versus 74%. Run meters, 1,751. That's more than the boys got. And then up against 961. Tackle efficiency, 86.09, up against 81.9. The girls made 198. Cowboys made 282. Only missed 19. Cows missed 39. 13 ineffective against 23. Errors were tight, 10-11. Penalty, 5-6. Ruck infringement, 3-1. We had one on report, which I have not yet seen the result of that one. And then there was one sin bin for the Cows. So that didn't help their case at all. Post-contact meters, 588, up against 355. 17 offloads versus 8, which is ridiculous. Another ridiculous stat was 100% kick defusal. And I mean, I guess when you've got 61% of the ball, how many kicks do you need to defuse is one of the things, but still good effort to get there, get the coverage. Speed of the ruck, 3.59 seconds per play the ball. It's pretty good. Line breaks, 12-1. It's fucking ridiculous. And then average set distance, 43.79 up against 35.61. So, real quick, we had tries to, Kerri took out 3 of them. Kerri Johnson, I will have a massive whinge. I'll do this. I'll insert it right here. Kerri Johnson still doesn't have a profile on the Broncos website. And it's just simply need to do better.
Fucking ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
At this point, this far into the game, why they, and the fact that it's not even a conflict of trying to get the men's team and the women's team in the same area to get it done. No, they start at completely different fucking ends of this thing.
Exactly.
So you get all the men's done obviously early in the year, and then the women come in to do their preseason, and you get that done then. I don't understand why Kerri, and this is her second year, and this is not...
And she's a starter.
She's a starter, But she started last year without a profile, and I think she either scored a hat-trick then or she did a double at least, because she took, I'm pretty sure she took Robbo's spot when they moved her.
Yeah.
And they need to do better. If they're serious about growing the game, there's no excuse for it. And this is looking directly at either the NRL, the NRLW, or the Brisbane Broncos.
Yes.
But I think it's an NRLW thing. I think. Anyway, they need to do better. Ali Brigginshaw got herself a meat pie. Romy, Tamika, Remy Hengersman on debut. Caitlin Irwin on debut. Lauren Dam, our ever reliable, got one, backing up as always, as she always does. And then Harlem Walker. What a name. Harlem Walker.
Yeah. That's a rugby league name if I've ever heard of it.
That's a rugby league name of note. Got one right on the buzzer, 69th minute there. Jessie, 5 out of 10 conversions. Some of them were reasonably difficult. So, yeah, look, great game from the girls. The stats, unfortunately, I can't rip them off and grab them like I used to so that we can line them up and talk about them. But great stats from the girls. I
want to shout out Chelsea Lenarduzzi.
Mate, do you know how much shit I get here for how much of a fanboy I am with her?
Oh, bro.
I fucking cop it here, eh? So bad. But yeah, go.
She's like the fucking she's like a David Fafita, right?
Yeah.
She's an enigma. She comes on and just runs an absolute fuck and then just disappears. But I mean, she played 35 minutes. She had 4 offloads, 131 meters with like something ridiculous, like 50 post-contact meters, 48 post-contacts or something. And you watch most of those, not most, but a few of the highlights when she was on the field. She's the one getting the ball into space because of her presence. Like, she is such a weapon off the bench. Like, and you know, there's in a team where you score 50-4, and you can pretty much wrap every player for their absolute dominance. For someone to come, like, that's why I'm wrapping her. For someone to come off the bench and have that sort of impact, she had the most offloads of any Bronco, and from the bench, like that's a big help when you're getting that sort of impact coming off the pine. So that's why I'm just shouting out Chelsea there. She's a fucking weapon. We've always loved her on this potty. That's for true.
Yeah, mate. She 100% tackle efficiency as well.
Yeah,
got through 10 tackles. Even had what she got here. She's been put down as a kick diffused.
The grubber or whatever she diffused. Yeah,
helping with the clean up at the work there. Lillian Yarrow, so she's ex-Cowgirl. Same 15 tackles, 100% playing in the middle. Yeah. Great sort of stuff. Georgia Bartlett, rookie there out on the centers, I believe. 12 tackles, 100% efficiency as well. Lauren Dam, 27. Bree Spreadborough, 27. Putting in the work early on.
Yeah, and this is a good upgrade from the last couple of years where we've had very slow starts. Slow start.
And in a game where we put 50 on, you'd be absolutely justified for being filthy for having Julia Robinson as an ATS, and she doesn't get a single meat pie.
Doesn't get one. Exactly.
Nah. So, still damaging though. She 13 runs, 138 meters, 54 post contact. The only person who ran further was Bree Spreadborough in post contact and Brianna Clark.
Another one of our absolute favourites, Bree Spready. She's finding her wings. She's a fucking weapon.
She's back after that injury from last year. Good to see. She played 64 minutes. Not sure why she did come off. I do need to look into that a little bit because she did play 64 straight and then they pulled her off in the last 6 minutes. So I don't know whether that was to give somebody a go. I think Chelsea might have gone back on, either Chelsea or Shannon Matto went on for her.
Yep.
So I'll just have to have a look into that. But anyway, great game by the girls. Hopefully they can continue it against the Sharkies. Now.
Yes, there's going to be a bigger challenge because Sharkies are starting to look a bit shit hot this year.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I hope they do. I hope because, like, let's be fair, it is a 2-horse race now because the Knights have they dropped Southwell. So you'd have to think they're going back. However, they did put a bit of a score. Well, it was a poo sling, but anyway, on the Sharkies. But we'll see how the season pans out. We'll see. The Warriors look.
Yeah.
They look shit hot with Gal Broughton over there,
right,
doing her thing. Oh my god,
dark horses.
Yeah. So that could be a very interesting grand final. Broncos v Baby Broncos over there. All right. Let's get into the men's, eh? Let's do it.
Do we have to? Can we just end it right now? Let's just play Stu's voicemail and fucking be done.
And then just pack her up, you reckon?
Pack her up, boys.
Look, it's not good. Roosters game, I will say I was very happy. I walked away from that one okay. And then it just fucking capitulated on the weekend. 39,826 people showed out for the Roosters game, 76%. First half, 16-12. You can't be angry at that. No. And then we just come out and just couldn't finish it. 2-12 in the second half, 18-24 loss. The Roosters did what Roosters did when you got a Sammy Walker and a few others getting around.
Yeah.
Possession, 49% to 51%. Completion rate, 84%. We completed at 84%. 33 out of 39 sets, up against 77% from the Roosters, 34 out of 44. They had one full set completed more than what we did. All run meters, 1,439, up against 1,799. Tackle efficiency, still good, 86%, up against 89%. Yep. The effort was there. We made 343, they made 345. We missed 36, though. But the scramble defense was excellent. 18 ineffective. Errors. We had 8 errors. Single digits. Up against 13. Penalty count was even. 7 apiece. Ruck infringement. 3-1. 4 on report for the Roosters. And we couldn't get a fucking send-off.
Yeah.
And not many went through to the judiciary. If any. I can't even remember if there was any. Post-contact meters, 504 up against 602. Offloads, 7-12. Kick defusal was shit, 42%. And then we'll move on to the Sharkies game. 38,998, 74%. So the Thoroughbreds are still showing up, which is great to see. First half, 6-10. I thought we were really... I thought 6-10 going into the Sheds. I thought that was excellent.
Yes.
I don't have the stats on me because I was at the stadium. Everything was being a bit slow. I couldn't screenshot. But I thought we should have been probably behind a little bit more than that, the amount of ball that the Sharkies were throwing at us. And it was just silly errors that were costing us a little bit.
Terribly silly.
And then we come out in the second half, 10-18 for a 16-28 finish. 47% possession on the wrong end of that again. 75% completion rate up against 78. Again, we completed 34 full sets. The Sharkies only completed 32.
Uh-huh.
We had 1,315 run meters. They had 1,687. Tackle efficiency was 90.88%. We made 329. We only missed 18. We had 15 ineffective, 13 errors. Again, just silly things. Unforced too, you could say a fair few of them.
A lot of unforced errors.
Penalty count, we got that one, 5-10, even though, honestly, at the game, it didn't seem that way.
No.
Especially with the penalties that were being given. Like, I thought we deserved a little bit more. Ruck 1 to 2, and then only 1 on report, and they didn't even get sent through. What do you got to do? What's a shoulder charge these days? Nothing.
Apparently not, because we had like 20 of them against us, and not once did
Gerald.
I'm sorry, but we lost a player in Brendan Picura for a HIA because he got fucking shoulder charged to the head after he had, like, they let him get away with his head in the wrong spot and he got a burner and he didn't get put on HIA for that. And the next thing, he gets double shoulder charged to the head by 2 players that did not wrap at all. And then we lose our second rower that was being very good for us, and we have to admit. And then, like, they don't feel any consequences for that during the game. Honestly,
yeah,
it's ridiculous, and it was that's not the reason we lost, and it isn't. But I mean, we just go back to Paddy Carrigan getting weeks for what someone headbutting his shoulder in a front-on collision. That wasn't a shoulder charge. It was just a front-on collision between 2 big boppers, and he gets weeks and weeks for that. And then we come to this game, and we get no benefit. We get 0 benefit from what they did to Brendan Picura. So I don't understand.
Jesse Ramian's the only one that went through the judiciary, and that was for that grade 1 careless high tackle.
Yeah.
That's
good. Whatever. Fuck me.
I would rather see the shoulder charge on there than Jesse's head high, to be fair. Anyway.
100%.
Anyway, post-contact meters, we only got 443 up against 596. Just 0 go forward at the moment. Yeah. And I know, when you get in the comments and you say, oh, Preston Ricky's shit, we know. But he's not our first choice front rower.
He's not our third choice front rower.
Yeah, we know that he's not at that standard.
He's not
otherwise,
shit either, poor bastard.
No. But
the Thoroughbreds give him a fucking rinsing. And
he's not Corey Jensen.
No.
Right? He's not Payne Haas. He's not even our backup. Yeah. So I feel like he is not what you want, but I can't really shit on him because I see the effort that he puts in, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. It's if it wasn't for him and Va'asimu, they'd be putting ballots up down Caxton Street to who could play prop for fucking the Broncos at the moment. So
put it this way. If you think Preston Ricky, would you rather have Preston Ricky going back to try and grab that ball than Shipper?
Oh.
That's where I put it down, because I reckon Preston would have been full stretch trying to get and do his job. Even Luke Gale on debut would have been fucking doing better.
Once again, Luke Gale, talking about Kerri Johnson with no profile pic. Luke Gale hasn't got one, and he played 70 fucking minutes for us. So, Jesus.
We're at the game.
I'd love to know how many Thoroughbreds knew who Luke Gale was. The only reason we knew him is because we wanted him in the team last year after he played a great preseason trial, and we're like, oh, this kid's got a bit about him. The comments coming in saying, who's this 58-year-old playing fucking second row for the Broncos? He's got no hair and he looks like Michael Crocker. It's well, you aren't wrong, but I mean, that's the situation we're in at the moment, boys.
That's it. I was at the game and a mate of my cousin came along, and he's a mad Broncos, and they announced him on the team lineup before the game, and he looked at me, who the fuck is that? Right, and insane that with the no-go forward. Average set distance, 29.24 meters. Yeah. That's pretty bad. 41.6 for the Sharkies there. So we'll merge. We've got some notes. Langers does some great notes during the games.
He does work of the gods.
Yeah, because you and I can't sit there and take notes and concentrate at the same time.
Yeah, I know. Fucking so bad.
Pretty bad. We've merged them all together, and there's some key takeaways from both games that we want to discuss, and that's how we're going to run the potty today. So join in the comments, Thoroughbreds. If you hear us, what we're saying, do you agree, disagree, whatever, let us know. 7 losses become 8 Where did the Roosters' effort disappear to? The Roosters game felt like a genuine step forward despite the loss, a much better effort, energy and desperation. Against the Sharks, we seemed to fall back into the same habits that have hurt us during the losing streak. Was the Roosters' performance genuine improvement or just an isolated better effort? And are we improving at all or simply finding different ways to lose? I will throw that one over to you, my friend.
Well, I agree. If you didn't have this 6-game losing streak beforehand, right? If you lose to the Roosters by that margin, the Roosters are high flying this year with some absolute weapons, and you see the effort that the Broncos put in for that game and to lose the way they did, which wasn't like they weren't embarrassed. They had a red hot crack. Like you wear that loss every year, right? Like that's a loss that you can wear because the better team beat you. And yes, there was a shit ton of places we could have improved, and there were opportunities to have that game won. But in the context of our year, I thought the Roosters' loss was almost a positive in the fact that if we played like that against the teams we're meant to fucking beat, we'd beat them by 30.
Yeah.
And that's the disappointing part, that there is games that we have let slip with way less effort and with way less tactical poise and way less execution that we shouldn't have. So that loss wouldn't have hurt as much, but it hurts that much because we're in the end of a few games where why are we even contemplating losing these games?
Yeah.
And we did. So, the Roosters one I will wear because I think we can all agree, even though we didn't come away with the W, there was a marked improvement on the intent, at least, to be in that game.
The Roosters game for me sort of proved that Madge hadn't lost the dressing room.
100%.
That's where I was going with it. I'm like, all right, sweet. Like, we're on board here. That showed it that they're going to go out and play the game and have a go and have a crack. Sweet. Awesome. And then the Sharks game rolls around and you're just like, fuck. Like, what are we doing here?
And we're going to get to the Sharks game, but I'm not questioning effort from the team in the Sharks game, considering who we rolled out in that field. I'm questioning effort from individuals.
Yeah, correct.
In the Sharks game.
Correct.
And we're going to get to that. But if you would have, we had fucking nobodies playing for us on that team, starting some of them. And some of the players that no one knows, never fucking heard of, the bald Michael Croker that someone messaged me, why did Michael Croker come out of retirement and play for you guys on an edge? I was like, can you doubt that boy's effort? No. Can you doubt the effort of some of the seasoned players that were on that field that should have done better? Fucking oath you can.
Yeah.
So that's what I think. And that's why, I'm blaming it more on players in the Sharks game than a team, whereas the Roosters team effort seemed to be a lot better.
Yeah. Fair. Well, and then that's the next point. The effort is there at times, but effort alone is not enough. Desperate scrambling defense against the Roosters kept us in the game. Staggs, Arthurs, and Karapani all produced important defensive efforts. But against the Sharks, Big X in particular, looked like he was trying to just drag, like he was doing it himself, sort of thing. You can't question the effort of certain individuals, but you can also question the effort of certain individuals at the same time. It's a very split team when it comes to that. The bigger concern is getting the effort collectively for 80 minutes. And Karapani's fuck up during the week hurt the team so much. Like, if you're looking to, there are rumors, we still haven't heard anything or confirmed anything. There are rumors that they are potentially looking at sacking him. And I know it's a little bit contradiction when we've got Ezra Mann sitting in the wings sort of thing. But where do you draw the line? Just because Ezra went and did it and got away with it, where as a club, we've had people saying that, well, you should have sacked Ezra. It's like, righto, well, don't whinge when we sack Karapani.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's the line in the sand that you drew, and now we're making sure we toe the line there, sort of thing. That's just, if we had Karapani there, we had Dean Mariner back, who's back off an injury. He was doing great, doing some really good things. Got a good try there. The effort, like you said, from individuals can't be questioned, but then there are others where you can definitely go, mate, do you even want to be here?
100%.
Sort of thing. So what's your thoughts on that one?
I couldn't agree more. If Karapani starts on that left wing and Grant Anderson plays as his centre, I cannot help but think we win that game.
Yeah.
Even though Grant Anderson had one horrible error, and it was fucking stupid, whatever. You cannot, no one can convince me otherwise that Grant Anderson doesn't have a fucking red hot crack every time he plays the game, right? At the moment, unfortunately, Gamut Shibasaki, the goatee of, consequence, is playing like a fucking C grader.
Mate, he's not even playing Q Cup level.
No, he's not playing Q Cup level. That some of the effort areas, and you can tell in the way that he jogs to the line when he's taking a run. Like last year's Shibba was a fucking menace. Like if he took the tap, there was one especially instance last night where, we kick for touch and Shibba just takes a tap. Last year, he was just charging at the line, getting in between defenders and being an absolute menace. Last game against the Sharks, he took a tap when we kicked it into touch and almost jogged to the line, stood directly upright and got driven back 7 meters when we should have been trying to push for, and the effort for that chip over the top to run back. Honestly, that's fucking embarrassing. It's embarrassing, and I don't care. Like, you can say what you want, but it's just embarrassing. Like, there's no other excuse for that. There's no excuse for that little of effort, because I don't care if you've lost, if the coach is fucking upsetting you or the team's upsetting you, and personal pride should make you run back for your own brand and diffuse that, because he had the perfect opportunity to go back and slap that dead, jump on it, whatever. And he just didn't. And I mean, it's not good enough. It's not fucking good enough. And I hope Madge never gives him a start the rest of the year. I don't care who we pull up. And this is like in the injury crisis we've had, another name that we don't have at our disposal that would fill that gap and have an absolute correct, Deloise Hoyter.
Yeah.
One of our journeymen that has always filled that gap when we've had these sorts of injury crises is not available. So once again,
we had Jesse Arthurs sitting in the wings there. Jesse, how often have you seen Jesse hammer and tail at the line, get smacked, get straight back up,
and do
play
it again,
and do it again. Shibba, like last year, you're right. Shibba, and this is what I'm talking about, that 100, he needs to be redlining it all the time to be at that level. Last year, he wasn't looking at just jogging it. He was looking to go through the line. Yeah. Whereas now, every time he took a run, all I could say was, get to ground. Just get to the ground, please. Hammered. Yeah, because he just stand there, and I was like, you're not doing it this year because you're not hitting it at the same pace as you were last year. It's just all down to effort. I'm sure, like, if he ran at 100% at the line, he'd break tackles and he'd be a menace. He'd find his front, quick play the ball, off we go. We got the old Shibba back, but he's just not there at this point. So
no, and the hardest thing about trying to commentate on players' effort when you don't have the credibility of being players, it's hard. But I mean, effort isn't a skills isn't a skills issue, right? We're not talking about people that aren't good enough to play. Like, Shibasaki has shown the world that he is one of the elite centres to play rugby league last year. This year, he wouldn't be able to play for East in Brisbane in the fucking second tier comp. with that effort. It's nothing to do with skill. It's nothing to do with anything else. It is effort. And even in the commentary, I think someone said, this is the centre combination from the Wembley test at the end of last year.
Yeah.
And that is so hard to believe. Well, like, not that it was Katoni's fault. We didn't give him enough ball at all, which we're going to get to later with our halves. But, I mean, Shibber's effort was shocking.
Yep. And rightfully, I think Cooper Cronk came out swinging. Yeah. Didn't miss. Errors, mate. Continue to absolutely murder ourselves, shooting ourselves in the foot. Cost us against the Roosters. 9 Broncos players recorded errors against the Sharks. Drop balls, poor play of the ball, handling errors, continually ending attacking opportunities. I think there was one there where it was 5th tackle and just died with the ball when we could have gone for a repeat set, but we didn't. We were creating enough opportunities to score points in both games, but we just kept killing our own momentum. At what point does this stop being individual errors and become a genuine team issue, I guess is the question.
Well, it is obviously a team issue because there's a couple of fundamentals with the game that are just non-negotiable. You have to, in professional rugby league at the moment, you cannot clock off. Hence why we've lost to every fucking team that we shouldn't lose to this year, because there's not that big of a gap between the top tier and bottom tier NRL clubs. It's a lot about effort. We lost to the fucking Dragons because they wanted it more, right? They're not more talented. They're not. And I think the Sharks game shows you perfectly that. The Sharks are a legitimate top 4 team. We run out there with a lot of rookies and players out of form. And for a hell of a lot of that game, we were right in it.
Yeah, yep.
If we respected the football, we probably win that game. Grant Anderson's run when he was 15 metres from his try line, getting fucking pumped back, and decides, I might hang this ball out, and they're saying, oh, it's controversial because there's 3 men in the tackle and he took the ball. No, I'm sorry. Fucking dumb.
Nah,
you deserve that. You deserve that for that dumb ass effort. A couple of our boys, when we were on the front foot, and Big X was one of the culprits of this, we were 3rd tackle, half a metre from the try line, and he comes up with a shit play the ball.
Yeah, yep.
And that just gives them the ball back. And when we had all the momentum. So, I think that happened 3 times in that game where we had a loose play the ball knock on called against us. It's like, boys, this is fundamental shit. This is, there's no coach involved in this. This is you from under fucking 6s to now needing to play the ball properly, and you aren't doing that. No one's coaching you that. There's no out influence in that. That is your disrespect for the fucking rugby league football, and it's ridiculous. And it's been happening for weeks now. And the thing that annoys me so much is that we have such this great nucleus of a team that can do such great things, but you disrespect the football, teams are going to beat you. And we found that out for 8-10 weeks, and we refuse to just do that fundamental thing, which I'm sure, like we talk about in the group chat, but I mean, you fucking hate it too.
Yeah.
That fundamental thing.
Yeah. Just simple footy.
Simple footy.
There's certain things you got to tick off to be able to do. And then once you get to a certain level, you should be able to do more and better than what the average Joe can't do.
Yes.
Like, you can probably find better completion rates down at Davies Park on the weekend sort of thing. Like, yeah, it really does grind my gears when it's a simple, basic shit. And I get it. It's a different environment. It's a very highly strung, competitive, everything's going at 100 mile an hour, but you do train for that. So, mate, we'll skip ahead of it because we are covering quite a few topics all in one here, and we're knocking it off here. But Ben Hunt and Tom Duffy, what do we make of this halves pairing?
Unfortunately, the man that we're trying to get immortalised in statue as being a fucking liability. Well, we love Ben Hunt, and we do, and he's a ornament to the game. But I mean, he was a passenger in this game at best the other night.
I thought he did. I thought some of his kicks, they found the grass. I'll give him that. They were some really, really good kicks. But
I mean, he did kick it into the back of a fucking player, and
yeah,
and it's not that. Like, it's not he's getting us out of trouble stuff, because we're in trouble for a lot. It's the clear and concise direction that our team of no one's needed at the point where it's like, we're going to run flat and fast, and then we're going to, like, Benny's not a creative anymore. He just hasn't got the speed off the mark or the seeming to be the distraction, diversion, the sleight of hand to be the distraction. Tom Duffy is that player, right? Tom Duffy's the one that created a lot of our opportunities. Tom Duffy didn't see fuck all good ball. And I blame Ben for that a lot, because we don't have a Reece Walsh, right? We had Hayes, who out of the fucking blue threw a 30-metre left to righter to Dean Mara, which was fucking give me a big boner. Fucking hell, I didn't know he had that in his game. That was incredible. But I mean, if you were to see that, right, you go, okay, what I have to do is try and get these young forwards with X to crowd the middle and then just shift the ball to these players that can actually create, because that's not happening at the moment. I'm not blaming Duffy one iota. Duffy's played, 7 or 8 bloody first-grade games. I don't think he missed much defensively. He has a good kicking game when he is allowed to kick the fucking football. So yeah, I don't know. I blame Ben a lot for this game, because you want to it did not look concise and clear. Is that when we get into an attacking opportunity, we use what we have in front of us. We use our Jordan Rickies, we use our X's to, skittle some players, and then we play off the back of that. We don't, there's no block-shaped shit when you haven't got the block-shaped players to do it, and we seem to try and do that a lot, and we just got tackled on the edges a lot.
Jordan Rickie, I'll shout out to him. He looked the goods. He got rid of the headgear, and I was a bit worried there for a bit. I was like, we're going to go back to old Geordie or maybe, but he was
he looked
trying
hot.
his arse off. Shout out to Duffy. 18 tackles, 1 missed against the Sharkies.
There you go.
So, yeah, defensively he was good. 0 ineffective as well. Look, Duffy, he hasn't won an NRL game.
No.
Poor bastard. Scored his first try.
Should've.
Yeah, should have. Scored his first try against the Roosters. He's got the boot. Set up Pierre Cora, nice little grubber. He had a hand in the Hayes Perham.
Yeah, he kicked that.
He kicked that. So, unfortunately, it did seem like Benny. I've got a good note down here, and it seems to sum it up. We keep waiting for someone to take control of the game.
Yeah. Yes.
And every single one of us is looking at Ben. Like, you need to take control of this game. And that's not necessarily with hands on the ball. That's just talking in the background. Hey, we need to do this. We need to do that. Send it this way. Send it that way. Tom, do your thing. Whatever. So,
and it's not unwarranted. And I'll tell you why the Thoroughbreds get disappointed is because we have seen Ben elevate to incredible levels in that maroon jersey, where players like in a team where you have Munster, Cherry Evans, fucking Tom Deard and Harry Grant, we have seen times where Ben Hunt comes onto the field and says, no, we are running straight, hard, fast, and then he'll come out and kick a 40-20. He'll do some ridiculous shit, right? So, and I know that there's years, a long time rugby, but what I like exactly what you said is that we don't need him to be doing the shit on the ball as much as we need him to go, 3 right to the post. Hayes, get out the back of Tom. Tom, you run to the line and, go as if you're going to Pakura, and then Hayes, you'll end up with a 3-on-2. Make sure you ice it. That's the sort of shit that you'd be expecting from a statesman at the moment. And unfortunately, between Renault and Hunty, we haven't got that, which is just that grindy, clear message of how we should be playing the game, especially in a game where, to be honest, I thought Hunty, this was going to be his time to shine, because it's like you're surrounded by no one, Benny. We've got, I think it was the least experienced front row pairing,
second least,
yes, between, and it was Mitch Dodds and.
Yeah, I forget the
I
other
think
lad.
of the other fellow that was. They played 5. These fellas have played 10 or some fucking thing. So, and I was thinking, oh well, this is going to be Hunty's bread and butter. It's going to simplify everything. It's just going to be run hard, tackle hard, and we'll just get it to and kick well. And it just didn't. It just doesn't seem to be fucking happening. And I hate the block shapes. We play block shapes when we have no momentum. We don't have the go forward, and we don't, like, we're still trying to play block shapes when we had Luke Gale on the edge. He's not taking any defenders out of line. Like, anyway.
That's the trouble though with like the whole Luke Gale and what was the other guy's name? Joshua. Joshua Corrick. I think that's how you say his name. Like their debuts, the effort that they did. If it had been a full team, if they had been a full team, and we win and they come on, everyone would be like, "Oh, those lads, they played great. They did good. They filled in their role. They did their job. That's all we asked them to do. Like, what more do you want from a couple of debutants that are,
And no one's blaming them. I'm telling you right now, like, no one's blaming them. Have you got his stats? I'm trying to find them now.
So Joshua Corrick he played 34 minutes. Luke Gale played 52. Corrick got through 21 tackles, 1 missed, 1 ineffective. Gale had 13 and 2 missed. So they're up in the high 80s, low 90% sort of thing. Luke Gale, clean sheet of errors. Corrick had the 1 handling error. And then
when he got fucking folded in the head.
Fucking, I don't understand it at all. 60 run meters from Corrick over 8 runs. For young, and like the playable speed, Luke Gale was going at 3.07 seconds.
Yeah.
The only other bloke that was quicker was obviously like Pagsy, Ricky at 3.01. And then you got the other outside backs that were punching it up pretty quick. But that was, he was doing great stuff. So
and even the try where Trindle got to Kennedy, Hines got Kennedy, and that was not Luke Gale that missed that. That was Tom Duffy holding for far too long, and it's like, mate,
that's the only missed tackle. That's the only missed tackle Duffy made. That was the record.
Exactly, and it is bad, but I mean. I'll wear that as a 6-7 game half that's not used to the setup. He's been in and out all year. Like and he got his shorts. He didn't quite stop him, but I mean that's a split second thing that's going to happen to most halves. Cleary does it in Origin, for fuck's sake, where he doesn't make the tackle. So you'll wear that, but I mean, put it this way: if you could put Luke Gale's effort into players like Shibba, we win that game. I'm sorry, we do. So
yeah.
I'm not blaming the kids that come in and had a crack.
Yeah, that's it. And like I know, I just can't get away from the injury toll. The only reason the Luke Gales are getting debuts is because of the injury toll. It's like when you get down to the nitty gritty, there is an issue there, and it's showing because we built our go forward last year on just a solid middle, right? I know we got a pain halves, we've got a cheat code sitting in the middle, but when that disappears and everything, and he is going, what do we do to replace it? Xavier seems to be ready to step up and do what he needs, but he needs to lock down a position, stop moving him around. The reason we're moving him around is because of all the injuries that he needs to cover for.
We don't have Paddy Carrigan.
We have conceded 21 tries through the middle, which is devastating for me. Like, I love a thickie, and for them boys to not be doing, like, solidifying that middle, it kills me to no end. So yeah, that's some shout out Langers. He took that down. I think it might even be more now after the Sharkies game, because that was a Roosters game stat. But anyway, that's, what do you do there?
Right. Like you're right. But there is a really high threshold you need to put on the injury toll. Like, any team that hasn't got a player like Kerri Johnson, Payne Haas, Paddy Carrigan, and then we lose Pakura, like, it's huge out. That's their, like, let's not beat around the bush. Massive fucking out. And the thing is, we probably shouldn't have beaten, like, with those sort of outs, you probably don't expect to beat the Roosters or the Sharks. The problem with our season is that we should have beat the fucking Dragons. We should have beat the Titans.
Yeah. Well, we went and beat the Tigers.
We should have beat Parramatta.
We went and beat the Tigers off pure heart, and then we turn around and we do the same to the Doggies, and then that just disappears.
Yes, and I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing, the Thoroughbreds, that we need to hang on to, is that in a rugby league world, we shouldn't beat the Roosters and we shouldn't beat the Sharks with the plethora of players that we have out. The problem is that when we have our players, we should beat those extra teams 3, 4, 5 weeks ago, and we shouldn't be in this position. So, like, hindsight's a 20/20 vision, I know, but I mean, blaming the effort of the last 2 weeks on our position on the ladder is like, blaming Cinderella for losing a boot at the end of the ball. The damage was done inside.
So look at it this way. If you run through the engine room, including the bench, once we lost Pia Kura, the only players that were there from the grand final was Jordan Ricky and Xavier Willison, because Ben Tolte didn't play. Right, he was in there, but he didn't play. You've got Jaden Hunt; he didn't make it onto the field. That's it. The motor's
we don't even
gone.
Have a Jack Goss.
Yeah. Yep.
And we were only not long ago saying Jack Goss looked good in the middle.
Yeah.
We've taken him from an edge and he looks more comfortable in the middle, and the next thing we lose him. It's like, and then our big fucking savior, Banter, decided to go and kill it in NFL. Fuck him too. But anyway, we'll all be following him when he becomes a Patriot or an Eagle or a fucking Cincinnati Bear, whatever he becomes. But I mean, it's a big hole in your middle.
The next topic, we've already talked about discipline. We know that that's an issue. Officiating, we can sort of whinge about to a degree. This is the second weekend in a row where a player has blatantly shoulder charged our players and walked away scot-free. And you want to talk about Paddy Carrigan had his issue? Sure. If that's how we're going to officiate it for the rest of the year, whatever. Who cares? Stags, bit of roughhousing, gets 2 matches as well.
Which was nothing.
Yeah.
Anyway, yep.
But then, DCE comes out, shoulder charge. We get 2 or 3 very obvious ones. 2 or 3 I'll give, and it's just nothing. Like, so, and that's where I go back to what's the fucking point? Why are they, and like that 6 again, Bell? Fuck me. It was interesting to see how close the play the ball speed was at the end, knowing the 6 agains that were going on. So, what were you going to say, mate?
Well, the thing that is the most alarming, not alarming, but the most frustrating for me is that I'm glad the 6 again has been put in the pocket because it was fucking up our game.
Yeah.
However, it seems pretty hard to swallow that we are by far the most penalised and 6 again team in the competition.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, now that they've put the whistle away, there was multiple, I would argue, a dozen occasions in that game where the Sharks players, especially when we were having any sort of momentum, were all in the ruck, were in the play the ball, were pushing us back, pushing us down. And then they go, oh, no, but we're not doing 6 again as much anymore. It's like, yeah, but what happened to the 10, 12, 14 games that we have played before this when we got 6 again for less than half of what you bastards aren't calling now? Like,
Yeah.
And the thing that you can't, oh, I hate that. That's not the reason we lost the game, but it just seems funny is that they've conditioned our players to like, don't you dare lay on them in the ruck because you will get 6 again. And even if you're not really laying in the ruck, we're going to 6 again you. I think we're 82 and the next worst team is 67 or some ridiculous stat like that as in 6 agains and penalties.
Yeah, wow.
And then all of a sudden we get to a game like the other night at home where we were starting to gain a bit of momentum. And Sione Katoa in one play there went from the feet over the top of the player that was tackled, turned around and pushed the player that was trying to play the ball, and we don't get a 6 again.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah.
I understand that you want to, the game as a game, we need to reduce the 6 agains, but it's like, that is a fucking like it's a penalty.
Yeah.
So if you anyway, and like you said with the shoulder charges,
yeah,
it's I like it blows my mind, and this is why I love your solution to it is that Brendan Pecure has to go off for 15 minutes. We didn't get him back for the rest of the game. The player that initiated that with a shoulder charge that he got penalised for should be off for this same amount of time as the player is.
Yeah. Well, either until he comes back or 10 minutes.
It's 10 minutes in the time.
Well, what is it? 15 minutes you get for a
15
HIA?
minutes. Yeah.
So you go off for 15 minutes, or if he comes back on earlier, you're back on.
Or you grow some balls and send him for 10 at the time.
Yeah.
And then it's done with.
Yeah. Mate, we got to be real careful this weekend. We could crack 100 penalties conceded against the bye if we're not careful.
Yeah. What are we at?
94.
Ooh.
Yeah.
The bye does some fucking quick ruck speed, so I think we're in trouble here.
Yeah, we're fucked. What else we got to talk about here? Officiating, we're all done. Comeback mentality. I mean, we're pretty over. I'm fucking over being like, I love the comeback kings, but I just I want it to be that little weapon in the duffel bag, you know?
Yeah.
Like, don't fucking count us out. But if you're going toe to toe, it's a great game sort of thing. But yeah, that mentality needs to. I don't think, honestly, now looking back at the beginning of the season, I don't ever think that was a mentality that we were just going to come back and blow them out of the park or whatever. Yeah, I can't see that. Hayes Perham. I do want to talk about young Hayes, not so young Hayes. He is. I reckon there'd be a lot of clubs that wish they had Hayes on their top 30. I watched the game where Billy Walters made his comeback, Magpies. Hayes plays, obviously, for South Logan as well. He was doing some good things in that game. Gets the call up, plays this game, delivers a peach of a pass to Dean. Just awesome sort of stuff. Made a couple of errors.
But like he set up a try and scored a meeting.
Yeah. So, you can't. I mean, we get worse from Reese. Week in, week out sort of thing. So, I big ups for Hayes. I think it's doing Dean Mariner. How he's playing. How many surgeries did he have? Was it 6? I think it was 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6 surgeries.
Yeah. To
save his leg.
Yeah, to not lose a limb.
Yeah.
Come back on.
We're not talking about, he had a sore leg. No, he could have lost his fucking leg as an elite sportsman.
What did he end up with? He ended up with 16 runs for 155 metres, 41 post-contact, 2 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks. And a try. And 100%, and a try and 100% tackle efficiency.
Gun.
Yeah. Effort.
Yeah. 100%.
Sign him the fuck up. Him,
exactly.
X, all of them need to be locked in for sure. Now, a little bit controversial here. We won't talk about X because we already know what he does. Corey Pakes. Now, that every week we see it on the post. There's going to be a comment. We need to replace Corey Pakes. We're so predictable with Corey at 9. He offers nothing, blah, blah, blah. He's scoring more tries this year than what he ever has, for one. I've never seen Corey go for the little dart at the line as often as he does this year.
No.
That was Billy Walters to a T sort of thing. What do you like? I agree. We looked different when Blake Mozer came on, even though he got fucking crunched in one of his first runs. I agree that we have got the difference to come back. We've got Blake Mozer sitting there who we've been telling everyone he's the second coming of Cameron Smith, blah, 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 all this sort of shit. And then we just got Corey there doing the damn thing. Slinging pill left and right. He's scoring meaties. He's backing up. Like, to me, Corey isn't playing himself out of the jersey sort of thing. Like, it's Madge's coaching to the nth degree, where once you've got the jersey, unless you do something seriously fucked up, or I don't have a choice, you don't lose the jersey sort of thing. So, what are your thoughts there, mate? I know you're a massive cuck chair Corey fan.
Huge Corey fan. I will not wear any criticism of Corey Pakes. And I've seen a few comments there where they say, oh, he's so predictable. We're so predictable with him at hooker. I watch every game. Well, I try to watch most games of rugby league every week. And I don't know if I'm one-eyed or if I'm really fucking behind the times, but I tell you, I must be. I must be fucking useless, because if Harry Grant got hurt, I would put Corey Pakes in the Queensland team.
That's
because
huge. What do you reckon, Thoroughbreds? Tell us in the comments.
I wouldn't start him.
Yep.
Well, actually, no, I would start him. Sorry, I would start him because he has. No, but he tries his absolute dick off. He doesn't miss tackles, and his service is second to none. It's from foot to chest. Okay, and yes, he doesn't have the running game. Yes, he doesn't have the creativity. Our team, if we were to put the perfect team on the park, has Adam Reynolds, Ezra Mam, and Reece Walsh. Ben Hunt sniffing around there somewhere. We do not need a creative player at 9, because that just, too many chefs in the kitchen, right? Corey Pake, and this is my criticism of Madge in the game where we played Luke Gale for 54 minutes, and we've got a player like Blake Mozer on the bench. Put X where Pekura was and use him as an edge threat. Put Pakes at 13 to just tighten up the middle and fucking tackle, and put Mozer at 9. What we used to do with Tyson Smoothie.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Like, he's not a big body and whatever, but fuck, do you reckon he's not going to run the ball up if in a tough situation and get you 10 meters just from pure fucking try?
Yeah.
And then you've still got an edge weapon that's going to, take a few defenders away from your halves. Anyway, that's my criticism, and I think that's how we need to use him from now on, because Blake Mozer is a great player. He's going to be a great player, and everyone keeps saying that. But Blake Mozer's been injured for most of the time that we've wanted to use him.
2 broken jaws will do that.
Exactly. So, you can't say, oh, we've got this fucking prodigy here that we should be promoting. We did try and promote him early in the year. He got his fucking jaw broken by Leota or someone that put an elbow fair into his face.
Yeah.
So we haven't had that luxury. And all the calls for Corey Pax is like, well, he scored one of your tries and he misses no tackles. Like, I don't know. I failed to see, and you know, I am very one-eyed, but I'm not wearing any Corey Paix. Corey Paix, I'll sponsor you, mate, myself. I'll be your third party if I have to, because fuck, I reckon you're a good player.
Yeah, well, he's actually 75% in 2022 is his win rate, 70% in 25. Obviously, pretty shit. He's already leveled. He's got 2 tries this year. The highest try year he's ever had was last year, and he scored 3. And they were from pure backing up. His tackle efficiency is ranging about that 98 to 97% each year.
That's top of the tree.
Yeah, well, he made 708 last year, and he missed 21 over 27 rounds. Well, more, actually, because we played through to the grand final. So
whinge about that at your peril, Thoroughbreds.
Well, yeah, he played 23 games last year, and he missed 21 tackles. So, yeah.
Anyway, I can't, and I understand the creativity side. If you were to just say he's not creative enough out of 9, I'll wear that. But don't say
he's definitely not creative.
Not a good 9.
Yeah.
Like, we all know he's not creative.
He's not a creative 9. That's what you can say.
No. You can say that, and I will agree with you.
Yeah.
To say he's a bad 9, it's just fucking false. To criticize Corey for being Corey is not the problem. The criticism needs to come if we need a creative hooker, how we integrate that into our hooker rotation. So when Billy Walters comes back, does he play 6? Does he play 7? Does he play 9? Corey Paix could do that 20-minute, take the sting out of the game, make, 15, 30, 20 tackles in that period to take the sting out of the game, inject Billy Walters. And I think that'd be a great way to use Corey, because in the 6-man rotation, when you can only use 4 players, if you get an injury to the forwards, I think that Pacey could play in the middle and just do your tackling and do your shit work while you move either Paddy to prop or X to edge, whatever you need to do. I think Pacey could fill that role, and I think he could do it fucking well.
Yeah, fair enough. What do you reckon, Thoroughbreds? Let us know how we're cooking on that take. Now, mate, it's not over. Really. Like,
It isn't. No,
we have to win every single game. Yes, true. Well, is it? Because, you have a look on the weekend, I went 1 out of 5 in my tipping. And that's because I backed the Dragons. Fucking go figure. But it just takes a round like that where we snag a win, some other people don't, and we stay tight with the 8th, 7th sort of thing. Yeah, I don't know. To me, it's not over. Like, and don't get me wrong, I know what your take is here. You don't want to go on a good run at the end and then band-aid everything.
Yeah.
However, everything that we just said about our injury toll, like, what happens if we do get them all back and then we do go on a run and we go, well, It was the injuries all along, which I don't think it is. I think it's a bit more than just the injuries. I think there's a bit of fatigue in there and a hangover. I think, what did I say in the chat there, mate? I reckon 2019 we won the Spoon. Somebody out there, was it 19 or 20? I think it was 19.
Yeah.
Yeah. So someone went out there, did some hard, dark magic, and they completely fucking ruined it to the point where we're only good in odd years now. And we're absolutely shithouse. So unfortunately, if we win the Spoon this year, which I can't believe we're saying, or I'm saying, maybe that's the correction we need, and then we just go on a 8 in a row win streak, fucking dominant sort of shit, mate. We're still delirious over here, Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, no, we are so fucking one-eyed. But and all the things is that the reason I don't want the last 3 games for us to click and all of a sudden dominate is that that's going to be so hard on the heart when it's going to be a race between, say, Penrith, maybe Warriors, maybe Dolphins, and go, the only team that could legitimately beat them is us. Because we know that's the sort of team that we are, is that even if Penrith just starts pumping everyone and everyone else gets injuries and it's like, oh, well, this is a fucking foregone conclusion. And then we start like dominating. You know in your heart of hearts, you're like, well, we are the team that can break these losers. You know what I mean? And then that's what I don't want. I want the effort. I want this same effort to continue, and I want us to, sack the ones that don't want to be there, and I want to move as into next year, but I don't want us to be shit, bad effort until the last 3 games, and all of a sudden we do 3 games where we look like world beaters, miss the wooden spoon or miss the whatever we miss the 8, and then it's sort of, glosses over the problems that we've had in effort. And like you said, though, injuries are a fucking huge part of it, but let's look after Origin this year. Like this week coming where we get hopefully Paddy back, Reece back, Ezra back, and Pecura hopefully passes, whatever. Let's put a full team on the field and see what happens. And then we'll...
Yeah. I think I'm going to say that Madge is going to arrest everyone, from Origin.
But we get them by, so it's fucking...
Yeah,
you get 10 days, which is the best.
Yeah, we'll see how they pull up. I mean, I'm not convinced that Paddy's 100%. I know Physio's in the same boat.
He's not playing fucking Origin.
Dude,
am I the only one that thinks that?
You must be. Yeah. I haven't heard anyone say that.
Well,
you're a wild man.
It's a big call.
It is huge, yeah.
Ascend to osmosis that usually
5
takes
weeks.
it usually takes 7 to 8 weeks. I've seen all physio stuff, and it's like there's 5.5 weeks from when he done it to when he runs on the field without a game. And I love Paddy. Paddy's probably the most professional in our squad that would do it. But I mean, you're risking that in the decider.
Yeah.
When you got Nanai and
maybe Billy's smoking mirrors. Yeah,
as long as we're not sniffing mirrors like New South Wales.
Talking about Paddy, shout out to his better half Bronte, of hosting the NRLW fame, doing a great job, really good. Thoroughly enjoying the coverage. All right, mate. Final question before we move on.
Hit me.
What actually needs to change? We have changed combinations. We have changed players. We have had experienced players return. We've seen better effort. The results remain the same. If you are Michael Maguire, what is the first thing you fix this week?
That's a fucking tough one. But I tell you what, I reckon the first thing I would do is make an example of the players that aren't showing me what I want to see. Right? So Shibba's gone. I don't care who replaces him.
Okay.
Because that effort cannot be rewarded.
I mean, Mariner can play centre and Arthurs can play wing.
Yes, 100%. Verhoeven, fucking whoever. Anderson.
Yeah.
Like, whatever.
Yep.
I
Coates.
would...
Philip Coates.
Yeah, Phil Coates is still sitting there. Exactly. I would, in the app, if Renault is out, I would give the keys to the city to Duffy and say, depending on, because we got to buy, of course.
Yeah.
And then depending on Origin backups, Reece is, big chance of not playing, so he'll be fine. Payne gets 10 days after we pump New South Wales. Paddy, whatever. But I mean, so say Reece does play for us after the bye. I just say to Tom Duffy, mate, do what you did in that Cowboys game. you run the middle, you run your plays the way you do. Everyone else plays Reece ball. Like,
yep.
Honestly, that's where we're at. We haven't, in however long, we have not created this environment where, like, everyone tries to blame Reece for our losses when we are not moving forward. We are not creating any speed. We are not creating any opportunity. And then we throw 2 passes to Reece with a set defense, and then they go, "Oh, Reece isn't creating anything." It's like, bro, that didn't happen 5 sets ago.
Yeah.
So I would be saying flat and fast. Players like X, players like Payne, even Va'a. Va'a is a weapon. He is going to be a weapon when he grows into his NRL body. Is just hit the advantage line, skittle as many as you can, work as hard as you can to get to play the ball, and then just Duffy, you are right behind him in supporting role. If you see players that aren't, if you see a retreating defensive line, run at them, find Reece. Engage some defenders, find Reece, find Katoni, and it will happen organically with momentum. That's how our team need. Like, you cannot create what our superpower is without momentum, and at the moment we don't have momentum. So
I'm gonna go with you there and agree. I think, unfortunately, Shibba goes, and Stags needs to find something as well. He hasn't been the same. I don't know what's going on, but unless he's injured or something. Was that
confidence would be down from getting dropped from New South Wales.
It should go the other way as well, though. Like,
yeah, he should have to. But I mean, he wasn't bad.
Biggest hole got dropped, and he went out and scored 3.
100%.
And basically forced Laurie to be like, fuck.
Very true.
You know, like, that's what I wanted to see from Katoni.
Yes,
come out and go, you should have fucking picked me, sort of thing. But yeah, confidence. That foot might be causing a fucking issue. I don't know. However, I've got another spanner. If Renault is down still, Ezra's still out. You shift your Duffy back to your 7, or you leave him at 6, and you bring in the difference. The difference scored. Scored a try again.
Yep.
Well, he's available, mate. He's scored two games.
That's right. Yeah,
two games for the Logans. He scored 2 tries. ACL must be doing okay because he kicked 7 kicks for 216 meters on the weekend, which is the most. Anthony Milford kicked 7 for 164. He made 19 tackles. He missed 1. 95% tackle efficiency. Line break assist and a meat pie. 13 runs, 91 meters.
Okay, well, I changed everything I just said. Duffy 7, Walters 6.
Well, you leave Duffy at 6. Walters, he's playing 7 in Q Cup, like.
Yeah, no, but Duffy, I reckon Duffy's our 7.
Duffy's
going
a 7.
forward.
Yeah. Duffy's a 7.
Just because, I didn't even think of Billy.
Mate,
yes,
bring
the difference to 6 because he has, that's his position that he's played for us because he opens up that edge so well with the way he'll go to the line. If it's not on out there, he'll just fucking take the hit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Other players try and push the pass, whereas if you let Duffy, being your young signing half, let him just work the middle. Let him just try and work off. Like, he's so. We've seen glimpses of his fleet-footedness. You get him behind Payne, you get him behind Paddy, and let him fucking work his magic in there. Yeah, fucking hell. Great call. Yes. Bring the difference into 6, Duffy 7, and say, okay, Renault, Benny, fucking Ezra, you don't want to, put the hours in and do the thing that we want to do. This is where we're going, and this is how we're going to play.
Mate, I'm just having a quick look here. Cheeky shout out to Rory Ferguson. Who the fuck is he signed for? He's playing lock for the Magpies. Just 51 tackles, 1 missed.
What the fuck?
98.08% tackle efficiency, 0 errors, 80 minutes. What numbers is he? 14 runs, 148.
Over 10 meters a run.
And not much else. He's not a lot flattering on the thing, but fucking Anyway.
That's all you want?
Anyway, he just flashed up.
Rory.
Rory Ferguson. I don't know who he's signed for, but he looks like it looks like he's been there a while.
NRL needs a fucking Rory.
Yeah. All right, no worries. Well, it'll be interesting to see when team list rolls out. Not this week, obviously.
100%.
Next week. Who's there and who isn't, more importantly, I think.
Yes.
Let us know what you would do, Thoroughbreds. Let us know how you would fix what's going on. All right, we'll get through the rest of this real quick. Actually, no, do you know what we are going to do? We're going to listen.
I was going to say.
Yeah, we're going to do a listen.
Stu on.
I reckon we'll get Stu on. Get Stu on. Get him on.
Get Stu on. Get him on.
Here he is.
Hey guys, Stu here. I really didn't want to watch us play last night, and I didn't expect us to win. But the performance of Ben Hunt and Tony Staggs left me fuming. Our leaders played so poorly. I've got a Ben Hunt tattoo on me. I love that guy, but he has been a smouldering pile of turd this season, and it's sad that he's going to go out this way. And we've got another year of it, another whole year of him battling away, making me not like him when I fucking love the bloke. And Tony Staggs, dead set, go back to sucking toes, mate, because that was disgusting last night. You were supposed to be the captain. For fuck's sake. Had it up to here. Where the hell is our young talent? We've got this bloke, Corrick and Gale. Look, they did a fair job, but where's the talent? Where's the young talent coming through? These blokes coming off working at Bunnings or fucking garbage man, whatever the fuck they do for a living, playing for the Broncos this year. What the fuck? Where the hell are our talent? Where the hell's our young blokes? Proper stitch up. Not happy. They can never take 2025 off us. For fuck's sakes, let us win a game, surely.
Oh, mate. It's Stu with both barrels.
Stu doesn't miss, and I challenge any thoroughbred to disagree with him. I think he trained his fire on Katoni because he had the C on his armband, and that's very fair.
Yeah.
I think he missed a few that needed a good roasting, which I was hoping from Stu to just the boys need get him in the sheds. I think the boys need a fucking rev up from Stu.
Yeah.
This is a man with Ben Hunt tattooed onto his skin, and he's roasting Ben Hunt. So, this is a thoroughbred of the ages, mate. This is a man worth listening to.
He is right though, and I am fucking worried about it that Benny Hunt's just going to go do a Darius Boyd. I don't want that for Ben. I didn't want it for Darius, and he just ended up making a mockery of himself. And then now you're like Ben. Like, I think Ben can do it. I don't think he's going to do it, Darius. Don't get me wrong.
No.
But it's nervous times for fans.
It is, and we need to find his role. And I think everyone's been screaming for that role for 18 months. 14. Great role for Ben.
Yeah.
Come on and use him when you need to. Put him in the middle when you need to. He's not a creative player anymore. But anyway, we'll
he's very vocal that he wants that 7.
He's not getting it.
from what we've heard is word on the wind is that he's not there to make up numbers, and that's the right attitude. I mean, that's what you want. Even if he doesn't get the 7, that's what you want. You want the guy.
You want him to make it hard for whoever gets the 7 to get it.
Exactly. So I think that's Benny's role next year. You never know. What's one off season? You never know what can happen. He might be there, and hopefully he does turn around and he has his little origin moment, but in a Broncos jersey.
Yeah, thank you, Stu, for sending in your after-game thoughts, because we love it, mate.
I like how he started off, I didn't want to watch last night. He gave himself 12 hours, I reckon.
Yeah.
Just hang on. Hang on. Went back, found the story, hit the link. Righto, now I'll send her in, lads.
Because otherwise it would have just been expletive city.
Yeah.
Fucking
Beep,
useless
beep,
cunts. Beep, 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 beep.
Sounded like a Fast and Furious with the old fucking limiter going off. Yeah, well done, Stu. Thanks for that, mate. Appreciate it. And everything that you do with the podcast. We'll get on to quick hot shots now, I reckon. Hotshot NRL Player of the Game brought to you by Hotshot Fire Services. When it comes to protecting your business, you want a team that responds fast and gets the job done right, and that's exactly what you get with Hotshot Fire Services. From fire equipment installation and servicing to compliance and safety checks, they make sure you're covered when it matters the most. Now, nominees. Mariner, Parham, Willison were the most nominated. Mariner ended up edging out. I think he got a couple of sympathy votes because Willison was doing Willison things. But the fact that Mariner came out after his injury, played the game that he did, scored a meat pie, I'm pretty sure that's what got him over the edge. So well done to Dean. He takes out round 18, mate. Good job. 1 try, 4 points. What do you have? 2 line breaks. 16 runs for 155 metres, 62 of them were kick returns, 41 post-contact, 3 tackle breaks. He had 1 kick for 36 metres. Yeah. 9 tackles, 0 miss, 0 ineffective for 100% efficiency, and he only gave away 1 penalty. Everything else clean sheet, no errors. So, good job, mate.
And the fact that the bloke's coming back from leg-saving surgery to put a game up like that is... You got to appreciate the fellas that do that for your club.
That's it. Put in a bit more effort than what most are. Now, we will quick pivot. NRLW. We don't have a sponsor for this segment, Thoroughbred, so if you want to jump on board. Johnson, Upton, and Southwell were the ones that got the nod from the nominees. It was between Upton and Johnson on the socials, and Kerri got it. 70 minutes, 3 tries, hard to go past the 12 points, 3 line breaks, 1 offload, 13 runs, 127 metres, 32 metres kick return, 53 metres post-contact, 2 tackle breaks, 7 tackles, 1 missed, 87.5%, and a clean sheet of error. Well done, Kerri, mate. You're doing absolutely monstrous things in the NRLW.
If only they'd get your profile pic.
If
we have to do it, like just call us. We'll fucking fly Brito back down to take a photo of you and send it to the NRLW, for fuck's sake.
The image I'm using when I put up any image of her is the one of when she signed with the Broncos. And I removed the background. That's the image that I've got to use.
What a fucking cop.
I haven't even got an image of her in a jersey. So
ridiculous.
Anyway, sort your shit out. We'll take on the Gronk. Let's see. I'm going to raw dog this one with you, mate. So we'll see how we go.
We probably deserve to be raw dogged right now.
Well, I think he's going to grab us with both hands.
He beat the fucking Panthers, so fuck him.
Well, boys, it's been a while since we've last spoke, but to be fair, not a lot has changed. After a month of going like an absolute bastard, the cows come out in typical fashion and absolutely throttle the Panthers for 80 minutes and look like a top 4 team again. So, look, I'm not getting my hopes up, and I expect an absolute shit cake of a performance this weekend, but, you know, it's good to see that we can do it. And as for you guys, you know what I'm starting to get worried about, this derby that's coming up in a couple of weeks' time. You know how you guys felt when you faced the Dragons in round 13? You were like, oh fuck, I hope we're not the club that gives them their first win. That's the kind of vibes I'm getting. Like, are we going to be the ones to break your fucking miserable duck? But, you know what? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. So, that's all from me. Goodbye.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
Let us.
If we win no other game this year.
Let the Panthers put 50 on us. just so we can beat the Cowboys.
Yeah, exactly. If we're out of the competition situation, I don't care if we get beat by 80, and then we go up and beat the Cowboys. Holy fuck!
And beat the brakes off them too.
Yeah. Bye.
Oh, fuck me. I love how he's just so level-headed, old Gronk. He could just sat there and just absolutely sunk the fucking boot in. But no, he's got his eye. He's fucking...
Yeah, he realizes what team he supports because no one expected them to beat the Panthers. And they come out and he was dead right in what he said. They look like a team that should be in the top 4. And you're like, oh, hello, Cowboys.
Mate,
where's this been?
I want to know what the phone lines look like the minute Nanai flattened Leota in that first tackle. Because I reckon there would have been a heap just like phoning it in. Yeah, 50 on the Cows. Like,
yeah. and like Billy Slater just put him straight in the squad from that fucking first hit. It's like, yep, you're back. It's like, and the worst thing is about the Cows, which is, not even as bad as us because we are a way better team. But it's like, you've got this in you. You know that you are up there to be challenging for this, and you just decide to be shit just like us. So,
he's got an unfortunately for the Gronk. I know Toddy Payton's not his biggest fan, I guess.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, JT's 300th. Everyone's seen the little image before the game, like, hey, we've never won a milestone game for him.
Yes.
So we need to fucking win this one. The boys went out there and delivered. So, yeah, they must get around Toddy a fair bit, I reckon.
Yes. And JT.
And JT, for sure. Well deserved. The old, if anyone can remember the story back in the day, I love reminding people that JT egged a couple of people out the front of a 7-Eleven back in the day. And I think it was like shortly after that, the 10-year deal came out. It was hilarious. And he's just throwing a couple of eggs at a couple of car guys as they were going past the 7-Eleven. Classic Townsville, mate. I want that old Townsville back. I don't like the Townsville we got now. Now the car guy will come and steal your shit. But anyway, that's enough of the Gronk. We'll move on to the week ahead. Very bland for us, obviously, with the men's. Kerri Johnson, got him on the injury list here. Could be seasoned, like most likely. Ezra Mam, Adam Reynolds, still with the TBC and not much coming out about him either. Interesting times. Ablix Tafar ended up going for syndesmosis surgery, so he's out until at least round 23. Jack Goz broke a couple of ribs. He's out till at least round 20, so we won't see him. Yeah, we might see him after the bye, potentially. We'll see how it goes. And then Brendan Piakura, he is subject to that 11-day protocol. It'll be done by the time we name the team. But hopefully, because I did see an alarming stat that I think he sat out 3 protocols last year, and he's already done 2.
But are we putting that down to Brendan's concussion level, or maybe Brendan can't fucking think and he can't pass his HIA tests? Because there wasn't much in what he went off with last night.
Yeah.
I'd love to be a fly on the wall for his HIA test because the boy might be great. He might be fucking dumb as dog shit. just floating that.
What was that movie back in the day? Was it where old mate Coach said it's all right to bleed from the ears?
Oh yeah,
Ralphie, how many concussions you got?
Yeah.
Oh, fucking,
not another teen movie.
That's it. Not another teen movie. Oh, love it. What a time to be alive. All right. Men's upcoming game. Obviously, we've got the bye, so we can skip over that. We should get the 2 points there. 15th is a bad look, though.
16th.
16th. We were 15th
Dragons
after.
and then us. Yuck.
And then the Eels.
Yuck.
My God. This is horrendous. Maybe I'll watch the rest of the season just through my fingers sort of thing, but we'll see. The women, however, take on the Sharkies at Ocean Protect Stadium, 7:45 Thursday. Make sure you get your tips in for this one responsibly, of course,
Mm.
because this could be a good game with a bit of value floating around with the any times, especially with Jesse Southwell doing some good things there in the 7. But head-to-head, Sharkies have beaten us once. Unfortunately, it was that all-important game in 2024 when they knocked us out. We've got the Mickey over them 3 times. Outside of that, we are first. They are 8th. Wild stats here with the odds. Head-to-head, the Sharkies are $5. We are $1.18. The line is 14.5 points, total points, which I will be working into the core of the earth. 41.5 points.
What?
Is the under-over. I will be taking the overs on that, even if the Sharkies don't score. I'll be taking the overs on that. Head-to-head, I've said that, 1 to 12, $3.05 for us, $1.73 for 13+. $5.80 for 1 to 12 for the Sharkies, $19 for 13+. So yeah, make of that what you will.
I'm telling you what I'm doing right now is that I'm throwing in an Upton.
Yep.
I'm throwing in a Johnson.
Don't go to the double.
No doubles.
You get burnt with the doubles.
1 to 12.
Yeah. Yep.
Just because the Sharks are fucking. They're going to be pushing for the GF this year in the NRLW. So I don't think we should be counting our chickens before they hatch. So I'm going 1 to 12.
Okay.
I'll see if you go 1 to 12 and we win 13+, you're just a happy man. Because
true.
You know, if you go 13+ and you win 1 to 12, you're like, oh, I should have seen that coming.
Yeah, true that. All right.
Tip for the degenerates there, Thoroughbreds.
Yeah, there you go. I will be going 13+ with a sprinkle of ATSs and an overs for sure.
Yes, yeah, overs for sure.
All right, Thoroughbreds, that's us for this week. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Apologies for missing last week. Trust me, we want to get as many of these out. We're inching ever so closely to 100 episodes. We're thoroughly enjoying doing this, which is good stuff. We're just very, very fucking busy at the moment.
Yeah.
Anyone, do a shout out. We're talking in the green room. If anyone wants to come on board and do some graphics and some stats and some social media stuff,
fuck yeah,
holler out. We got we got ideas here. We're just too busy. Shit year to come on board, but hey, you can say
exactly. But this is you don't jump off a ship unless it's sinking, I suppose. So if you come on board now, just imagine the benefits you might reap when we start winning prems again.
Yeah,
and I second that from what Brito said. There's a lot of thoroughbreds out there. If you've got some time on your hands, and you're a good stats man, get in contact. Like Brito is just a level it out for the thoroughbreds. Brito's in the process of building some of the biggest projects in Australia as a project manager, right? I run a cattle station, deputy mayor of the Shire, 3 kids, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Timmy is a linesman for Ergon. Absolute fucking could be anywhere at any time fixing someone's fucking power. Like, we are not 3 dudes that sit down and do nothing and decided to do a podcast. So if you're really good at stats, and we'll inject you into our system and you will be very much appreciated.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out, DM us. See what you got. See what you got.
Slide into our DMs.
That's it. Don't get offended with what comes back.
If it's a dick, it's Tom.
Oh, look, it's just like one of those normal ones, but smaller. All right.
I love you, Thoroughbreds.
It's getting late. We need to stop. We will talk to you next week. Let us know in the comments what your thoughts are. Any hot take you've got. What do you think we need to do to turn the season around? All that sort of good stuff. Head over to the socials. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, the whole lot. Spotify, Apple, YouTube. A like on our post costs nothing, so please hand them out where you can. A comment gives us motivation. Sharing our content introduces it to others. Hitting that favorite button helps with the engagement as well. Get your voicemails in, get your tips right. Make sure your Supercoach teams are ready to go. I am counting down Origin being fucking over. Oh my God.
Fuck yes.
But I am going to come home with a wet sail. I can guarantee you that. Bet responsibly, bet for fun and not for the rent. Keep pushing through. Keep the black dog at arm's length. Be a contributor to society. Take those breaks for yourself when you need them. Remember, you matter. That's all that matters. We will see you next week. Catches.
See you, Thoroughbreds.